My job offers unlimited vacation. I just have to be smart when I take time off due to projects. That's nice. I also know when you work in finance, they make you take really long vacations. Like, you can't just take 2 or 3 days. They'll make you take 2 or 3 weeks. So that if you are committing any fraudulent activity, which usually requires consistent weekly or at least bi-weekly effort on your part, they will be able to see it, because suddenly there will be an irregularity in the books. Which is also a really smart way to do it. Hey, we're sending you on a 3-week vacation. Bye-bye. Somebody else is gonna audit all your stuff. Strangely enough, they did not do that when I was working in telebanking, but I think that was because we were a outsourced provider, so those rules didn't quite apply to us. But if you work for a bank directly or as a stockbroker or something, they will make you take long vacations so that they can check if you have any fraudulent stuff going on. And then, of course, there's the jobs like, I remember when I first came to Montreal, to Canada for 2 years of work and travel, I was staying in a hostel, and I shared a hostel room with a bunch of other guys and girls, and one of them was a dude who had just come back from a stint as a cook with an oil company in Nunavut. Now, Nunavut, for those of you who don't know Canadian geography, is like one of the northernmost territories of Canada. It's like Arctic Circle, snow and ice all year, and just really rough environment to be working in. And basically, when you get up there, you don't get vacation. You just stay there for 6 months. Because, first of all, there's not much else to do up there. And getting out of there and back south is always a hassle. So usually you go up there, you do 6 months, you get paid ridiculously well. And then you have the rest of the year off. And then you come back for the next season. He was also the only dude who walked out into Canadian late winter with a t-shirt. Like the rest of us, it was March, but it was still snowing and it was still icy. And the rest of us, we were sitting there in Montreal with our big jackets and double gloves and scarves and hats and what have you. And he was like, okay, guys, I'm going to dip out to the IGA and buy some stuff. And then he just walked out in his t-shirt. We were like, are you crazy? And he just looked at us and he went, this is summer for me. Like, what are you talking about? Completely crazy. But that is one of the reasons why I just cannot recommend traveling and just meeting new people enough. Like, I just can't recommend it enough. It's so great. You learn so many new things. You gain so many new perspectives on everything. It's wonderful. Okay, so this moose seems to be gone too. So I reckon they were either at their rare zone or they have already left for their resting zone. So we're gonna have to check those two at their resting zone. I'm gonna hope that this one is there. We're gonna try to walk up here. Hopefully he'll be there, otherwise we're gonna have to catch him at his resting zone. So that's 2 groups of moose. does it take them 30 in-game minutes to reach their resting zones? It depends a lot on how far apart the zones are. Generally, if the zones are very close to each other, they will, so like 500 meters or like half a mile or a full mile or something, they usually leave around 30 to 60 minutes. Basically, I think the best way to describe it is for every half mile, expect 30 minutes. So if they have zones that are super far apart from each other, they can leave very early. For example, I'm gonna take the northern links because we're also looking for those. These guys, if you look at how far apart these two zones are, this is usually their often zone. So if they're going over here, they will probably be at their often zone until about, they drink from 9 to 12, so they will probably be there until about 10:30, 11-ish, and then they move over here. But if they're going to this zone, they will leave a whole hour before that. So they will basically only be here for like half an hour tops, and then they will start going to their resting zone. So that's why you gotta be really careful with these animals that have the zones super far apart. And on Lintokoto, you have a lot of animals that have their zones very, very far apart from each other. Yeesh, that's not helpful. Yeah, it definitely means you gotta be smart about what you're looking at when. So that's also why I'm not gonna look at the links today, or, well, this in-game day today, because they're already gone. They have already left that drinking zone. There's no point in looking at them. We're gonna look for them on day 3. If we cannot get this moose at its drinking zone, then we're going to need to look at this moose and the other one that we just wanted to check at their resting zones. Hope and pray that we will get them at their resting zones fairly quickly. And so then we can make the 3rd day very short and just focus on that one lynx group. That's the goal anyways. I don't care about the red deer spooking. They can spook, I don't care. I just don't want to run, because when you run, you have a higher risk of spooking the animals that are in front of you. And I think what happened yesterday when we were looking for the lynx is that we accidentally spooked something that then spooked the lynx. And I want to avoid that happening again. Is the lynx a 5-star? Not yet, but I'm hoping it will turn into one. We are basically monitoring 2 groups of lynx. There are actually 4 4-star lynx. It's 4 private land lynx. It's this one, this one, this one, and then there's another one down here. But these guys have zones that are so far apart that it's really not worth it. Like, trying to monitor these guys is going to be a massive pain in the ass, whereas these are doable. So we're just going to monitor these 2 herds and hope that one of the 2 male lynxes in this herd will make it to 5 stars. And if not, we're just going to have to raise a new one. It's going to take a while to get a 5-star lynx, yeah. Because let me actually show you with Nikabo's map. I want northern lynx as well. Yeah, so these 2 and these 2. Oh, thank you for the follow. These 2 lynx and these 2 lynx. These are private habitat, even though these are way out of the private habitat. Like, I think the private habitat border is here, but these 2 count as private habitat. Oh, and thank you for the raid gadget. Hello, raiders. Welcome to the stream. So these 2 lynx are also private habitat, but look at where those zones are. Like, if that lynx drinks over here and then goes to that zone, he's gonna be here for like 2 minutes. Same for this one. If he drinks over here and then rests over here, he's gonna be there for 2 minutes and then he's gonna be gone. Other nightmare to try to catch those at their drinking zones. So we're not even going to bother. We're just going to look at these two and just hope that they will produce a 5-star in time. Hello, Gadget. How are you doing? What were you streaming? Ah, you're streaming Way of the Hunter too. Nice. Hope you got something good. We are currently looking for Eurasian moose and also Northern lynx, but the Northern lynx are gonna have to wait until we forward to the next day. Speaking of lynx, normally flight sim, but Way of the Hunter is my chill zone. Well, I hope it was a very chill stream then. Luckily, when I started on Lintercotta and got the private area unlocked, I had the 80 to 100% ribbon on the lynx icon, so I'm expecting some high fitness animals. Yeah, I mean, right now, it's the three ribbon icon, because the average fitness, if we're looking at it, is around 70 to 80%. But it is still possible to have a 90% plus lynx here, so hopefully we'll get one. The problem is you cannot really do a lot of herd management in areas like this where there is where the fitness is so high, like the total fitness is so high, 60%. You cannot use a low fitness caller there. The only way you can weed out the lower fitness ones is if you shoot 1-star matures, but that's it. Like, other than that, you just have to wait and see what you get. And speaking of waiting and seeing what we're getting, I'm hoping we will find those moose there. Last time I tried to go there at around 11, it was too late and they had already left, so we might have to, but we will probably have to look for these two at their resting zones, which sucks, but I really don't want to drag this into another year. Or into another day, I should say. More links. Don't care. I do technically still have to get an adult mission, an adult links for a mission, but you know what? Not important right now. We can get that any other time. Ah, that is some good info. I never really understood that fitness graphic. Yeah, so the way it works is the graphic shows you the minimum amount of fitness and the maximum amount of potential fitness. So if a bar is not filled, it means the animals can never reach the fitness in that kind of fitness in this habitat ever. Like these lynx in this private habitat group, they can never go beyond below 60%. They will always be below, between 60% and 100%, or 99% as it is shown right now. Now, if you were to kill a lot of the low fitness or lowest fitness lynx in this area, like say you kill all of the ones that are between 60 and 70, you might be able to shift that graph. Then it will go from stable to plus however many percent you've shifted it, let's say plus 5%, and it will be marked in green. Now, what might happen then is that, for example, the little pip after 60, the first pip after 60, will change from a filled bar in green to a shaded bar, to just like a gray shaded bar. That means theoretically it could be 60%, but you have shifted the fitness so much that it cannot be 60% right now. I'll actually have to see if we can maybe see that with our pheasants. Although I think we're a year too late for that. No, we're not. So this is what it will actually look like when you have increased the fitness. We spent our first year culling a lot of pheasants and we managed to improve the fitness by 2% compared to the previous year. What can happen sometimes, like I said, is you might have a gray shaded bar and then a green or red shaded bar. That means because you shifted the fitness so much. The gray shaded one is basically what they could be theoretically, but not practically, because you have done so much management that that range is no longer available. Whereas the green shaded or red shaded range, that is the one that is still available. Of course, if you didn't shoot anything, then your fitness will remain stable. And now that I'm looking for it, I cannot actually find one with stable fitness. There we go. Stable. I'm actually surprised we managed to shift the moose fitness a bit, because we only shot one moose, I think. I don't think we shot very many moose. It's weird. But yeah. And the ribbons are based on the average fitness, the highest fitness distribution that you have here. So this is why this is a 3 ribbon, which is 60 to 80%, because that is where most of the population is right now. Or where most of the potential is for the population. I think those are fallow deer, not moose. Okay, let's see. Some animals, it does not take much to move the needle to see an improvement. That is true. Basically, the smaller the population is, go away, bot. The lower the smaller the population is, the easier it is to move the needle. So the easiest one to influence would be Kodiak bears on Aurora shores, because there are only 7 male Kodiak bears on Aurora shores at any given time. So if you shoot, yeah, those are fallow deer. If you shoot one of those male Kodiaks, it will have an instant effect on the rest of the habitat. And I think that moose is gone. Yeah, they are not here. Okay. In that case, we're going to have to look for those 2 moose at their resting zones, which sucks a bit, but the things we do to find a moose, right? Let me see, they have one resting zone down here. And then they have another resting zone somewhere down here, according to Nikebo's map. And then we have, there's another moose that we wanted to check in on. Let me double check. This is day 4, this is day 4. We have to check on, let's get the lynx out of here again, and the pheasants. This one, which has a resting zone over here or over here. And then we have this one, which has a resting zone over here, and another one over here, roughly. And I have no idea which of these resting zones are the often zones and which ones are the rare zones. All right, let's start. Let's start in the west. So for example, I was not calling some specific herds on Tickermoon because they are in a secondary habitat or whatever reason. After 1 year, I saw the fitness potential change has gone down from stable to -1%. So does that mean theoretically that the highest fitness animals dying of old age in the habitat caused that? Yes. What that basically means is that it means that some animals died, and the animals that replaced them were worse in fitness than the ones that died. And that's why the fitness potential is now lower. Keep in mind that there's a certain element of randomness to every single new spawn. So, for example, the moose here can spawn between 40 to 100%, and even if you have been managing those herds really well, and you've been culling everything under like 60%, it is still possible for a 40% moose to spawn. And if you get unlucky and you get a lot of those bad spawns, well then you might get a lower fitness even though you haven't done much to it.